everybody, and welcome to the inaugural airport update of my Newark International Airport Terminal B model airport here. So yes, this is a brand new airport that came to the channel just recently. I recently posted a live stream making this airport, and now it is here, and we are ready to begin airport updates. So yes, very excited to introduce this airport to the lineup here. This is an airport that I've been wanting to do pretty much all summer, and we have finally made it here, and it is ready to go. I did a live stream of making this airport, and of course I added some details since then, but in the live stream we put in all the gates, and as you can see, it's not my normal airport, as I did just take like stock images of, well, not really stock images, but gate foils off the internet, and just taped them down on the paper here. So Newark, one of the things, especially here in Terminal B, it has really complicated gate markings, and I tried to draw it like with my regular Posca markers and stuff at first, but it just didn't really work out. So eventually I just decided to go with these. They're a lot simpler to use, but they don't look, I wouldn't say they look as good as my hand drawing. But they get the job done here, and I think it looks good. I think it honestly looks better than what I would have done. It doesn't look super realistic to what the actual Newark looks like, but it looks good enough. And so, yes, I am pretty proud with how the airport turned out. You know, I wouldn't say it's my best work, but it will do for the time being. This airport is inspired by AS Aviation's Chicago O'Hare Terminal 5, as I did want to make like kind of an international terminal, and then that's kind of what I've been doing with my fictional airport, just so I can get some of my, some more wide body aircraft in there, like some airlines that don't fly to MSP, because that is my biggest airport as of right now. But I wanted to, use some more models here that I just can't use at MSP, and this was a good opportunity to do so. I have been to Newark, and I recently was there on a trip to Europe. I can't really say recently anymore, because that was like over 2 months ago, or not over 2 months ago, but that was 2 months ago that I was in Europe. But I did fly through Newark on the way back. Flew on a Lufthansa 747-8, and got to experience this terminal. And I know it's not a great terminal. Objectively, it's not that great of a terminal. Terminal A is really nice at Newark. I will give them props for that. Their new Terminal A is a fantastic terminal, but Terminal B is not the nicest. But it is where all the international airlines park. So that's why I'm doing this one here. And I could have done Dulles, but Dulles was a little bit too big. I mean, honestly, O'Hare Terminal 5 would have been a really cool setup to do, but I mean, AS Aviation is already doing that one, so I don't really want to steal, that concept. I guess I kind of am stealing that concept with this airport, but I don't want to do the same airport that AS Aviation is doing. I kind of want to do something that was more me, and since I'm a fan of Newark Airport, just because I'm a fan of United Airlines, and I've collected them over the years, I figured that this was probably the best airports to do. I also don't have any American wide bodies, so that would have made Chicago a little bit more difficult here. But yes, Newark seemed perfect, and finally was able to build it, and we're here ready to start airport updates. So almost 4 minutes in, we'll finally get to our first aircraft right here, which is this Alaska 737-900. This one is filling in for a 737-800. But it came in from San Diego, and it will be heading back out there on the turnaround. And now we move in to our Spirit gates here, where we have both my Spirit aircraft in here. Beginning on the bottom of your screen there, where we have the Spirit A320. This one is in from Fort Lauderdale, and it will also be heading back out there. Then behind that one, we have the Spirit A319. This one is filling in for an A321, so a pretty sizable difference there. This one came in from Myrtle Beach. We'll be heading out to Indianapolis, and the reason that I'm using this one to fill in for an A321 is because these are the only two Spirit aircraft that I have, so to have two in this airport update, I kind of needed to use these two. I will likely pick up either the NG or the Gemini A320 Neo that they're releasing for Spirit. Gemini has it on future release, and then NG did just release it. I'm inclined to pick up the Gemini just because it will likely be cheaper, but if they don't release it soon, then I'll just pick up the NG models one. It's not like a super high model on my priority list, but it will be nice to pick up a Spirit A320neo since I have flown on a Spirit A320neo, and I haven't gotten a new Spirit model in a long time. I mean, this A320 right here in the Bearfare banana livery, that one I got for that's almost 2 years old at this point, so I'm probably due for a new Spirit model. So the A320 Neo is on the list of models that I will get at some point. So that one will be coming to the fleet at some point in the future, but these two are what we have for now. And okay, the next aircraft that we have here is the beautiful Alaska Airlines A321neo in the More to Love livery. So glad that I can finally use this in a realistic connotation here. This one came in from Los Angeles LAX and we'll be heading back out there. So yes, this aircraft is beautiful, and it's too bad that Alaska is going to be retiring the A321neos very soon, as they picked them up from Virgin America when they merged, and these are the last remnants of the Virgin America fleet that is still left in Alaska's, but they won't be around for much longer. I will likely make a Newark update when these are getting retired. I'll probably try to put both of my Alaska A321neos in the airport update, just to kind of cap off their service for Alaska. But this one especially, it was just such a beautiful aircraft. And NG did just release the 737-900, and I might get that one. I don't know if I don't know. It will be, since I already have this one and I already have a lot of Alaska aircraft, it will be, I don't know if it's quite justified for me to get one, but I don't know. I do kind of want the 737-900. Again, not the top of my priority list. I do have other aircraft that I need to get, like the A330neo from the Delta A330neo from Gemini Jets, and when they release the E175, I will be picking up 2 of the E175s, like I said. So that's the plan for future models that I will be buying. But yeah, the Alaska A321neos, they'll be sad when they go, especially this one right here. And this is a beautiful aircraft. But I'm glad we can see it at Newark here, at least for 1 or 2 updates before they're gone. And then moving along, we have in the back there the United EcoSky's 737-900. We're now moving into the second pier here, and we have a full house here. These are the 50s gates, I guess. So the first little area, the first pier that we went to with the first 4 aircraft, those were all gates in the 40s, numbered in the 40s, and then now we're going to move into the 50s, and the last ones will be the 60s, but all with the prefix of Bravo to symbolize the terminal. But these are the 50 gates, so I don't know if that's like what they're called or not, but that is what they're numbered. So we'll begin in the back there where we have the United 737-900, and that is in the EcoSky's livery. This one came in from Panama City, Panama, and it will be heading out to Denver. Next down here, we have this Porter Q400. And this one came in from Toronto City, Billy Bishop, and it'll be heading back out there. Great to get the Porter model in here, as it is a very beautiful model, and glad to feature it here in a realistic connotation. And one of my rare models, and so yeah, it's great that they fly so much. They fly a lot of flights here to Newark from Ottawa and from Billy Bishop, so it's great to see them here with the Q400. One of my favorite aircraft. They're getting retired, which, I mean, not really so much in Canada, but Air Baltic retired them, Horizon retired them, so those are really my 2 chances of seeing / flying on them, and I believe I did fly on Air Baltics once, but unfortunately, I mean, I was 3 years old, I don't remember it. But yeah, my chances of flying on one again are running slim, but Porter is definitely still one of my best opportunities, so hopefully I'll get on a Porter Q400 at some point heading out to Toronto. That would be great, but we'll see. I'll try to get on one at some point in the future, but we'll see. Porter is a great airline too. Highly recommend you check them out if you're going to head to Toronto and you have Porter service. And then moving along here, we have this United 737 MAX 8. This one arrived in from Bogota, Colombia, and it will be then making the service out to Boston Logan. So we're almost like halfway through the airport update, and I forgot to mention the time frame for this airport update, which is around 4:30 p.m. and it is on Thursday, September. What is today? September 14th. Thursday, September 14th. At around 4:30 p.m. And now we'll move on here to this Continental 777-200 in the Peter Max livery. This is obviously operating for United Airlines. I don't have a United 777-200. I do have a 777-300. Likely what I'll do, since we don't get too many 333s here, I'll probably like flip-flop that one and this aircraft just to add some variety. But, I mean, obviously this doesn't fly anymore because Continental is no longer. So, I don't know. I'll include this aircraft in here if you guys want me to, or if you guys just want me to stick to, just United here. Not all the aircraft in these Newark airports are going to be completely realistic. We do have some just models that I don't have, so I have to use different models. I mean, this is a completely different airline, so this is a little bit different, but it's not going to be completely realistic as for the moment until I can get some more accurate models for some of these airlines. But that's a story for another time. But anyways, this is our Continental 777-200, our United 777-200. Apply it whatever you like. This one came in from Paris Charles de Gaulle, and it will later be making the flight out to Venice. And now we continue on here with this United 787-10 Dreamliner. This is, I believe, the first time this model is making an appearance in an airport update, so that is very nice to see right here. This is one of my newer acquisitions. This one arrived in from Athens, Greece, and it will later be making the flight out to Rome. And now we move on here to another pair of wide bodies right here. We have the Aer Lingus A330-300, and now this is filling in for an A321neo, as they fly those here, not the A330s. It would be cool if we got A330 service, but unfortunately that is not realistic here. There have been some Aer Lingus A321neos that have been released, although they're getting harder to find. I don't know if I'd consider them rare at this point, but once again, not the top of my priority list in terms of models that I'm going to be getting. I'm trying to save some money to do some trips, so that's why I'm not really buying a whole lot of models at the moment. But yes, this one is filling for the A321neo, but this is the A330-300. This one came in from Dublin, and it'll be heading back out there on the turnaround, of course, for the Aer Lingus A330. And then behind that one, we have the United 767-300, and this is in the old Star Alliance livery. This is filling in for a new livery, 767-300. Once again, I'm using this just because I don't have a whole lot of United wide bodies, but maybe I'll probably try to invest in getting some more United wide bodies here, especially a 777-200 and maybe a 767-300, since those do fly in here quite a bit. This one came in from Nice, and it will be making the flight out to LAX. And now we've been to our third and final pier here, the 60 gates. So beginning in the back there at gate 60, we have the United 737-900, and this one came in from Santiago de los Caballeros, and it will be heading out to Aguadilla. So that's very nice right there on the Evo Blue 737-900. And then next down here we have this TAP Portugal A330-200, and this is also flying for an A321neo. I'm waiting for NG models to hopefully release a TAP A321neo at some point. That'd be very nice. Aeroclassics, or it might have been Phoenix. It was either they might have even both made it. The retro TAP A321neo, and I could get that model, but I think I'm just gonna wait for a regular livery one. And also the A330-200 is probably not going to be around for too much longer, so this model may obsolesce itself pretty quick. But until that model gets released, I'm probably not going to buy another TAP model, just because I don't really need any more. This one came in from Lisbon, Portugal, and it will be heading back out there, of course, on another turnaround for this guy. And then finally here in the gates, we have this SAS A321neo. This is my only SAS model for the time being. I would love to get an A330. Hopefully someone makes a re-release of an SAS A330, because I have flown on that aircraft, and they fly a lot of them here to Newark, so that would be great. I mean, even an SAS A350 would be good to get over this A321neo, because this is filling in for an A330. This is the opposite of the Aer Lingus and TAP Portugal situation with this SAS model here. So once again, we do have an inaccurate aircraft, which is just kind of bound to happen. So that's a bit unfortunate here. So hopefully at some point I'll be able to get an SAS wide body, because I would love to get one, because SAS is a pretty good airline, and I was really impressed when I flew on them. But anyways, this one came in from Copenhagen, and it will be heading back out there. SAS has a lot of services here to Newark. It's a very popular destination for them. They fly here from Copenhagen, Oslo, Stockholm, Augsburg or something like that, and also there are some more. I'm forgetting. I know Aviation 12 does Gothenburg. Gothenburg is another one, and there might even be another one, but definitely those five. Yeah, great to see that SAS is having a lot of success here. So that is really why I'd like to get some more SAS models. They do fly the A321neos here, but not on the Copenhagen service, because that would be much too small of an aircraft to do that one. We do still have 2 taxiing aircraft to get to here before the end of this update, so we'll head over to those. And the first of our taxiing aircraft here is this JetBlue for Good A320. This one came in from Cancun, it's just taxiing in, and this one will later be making the service out to Fort Lauderdale. And next up here, our final aircraft, we have the Lufthansa 747-400 in the Expo 2000 Hanover livery. Once again, this is like just barely inaccurate. The actual aircraft they fly here is 747-8s, and of course we have the 747-400 here, so just a little bit inaccurate, but couldn't do a Newark update without Lufthansa here, or at least for the first one. I mean, we'll have updates in the future without Lufthansa, but I mean, since they are the airline that I flew to Newark on the 747-8 week, we had to include Lufthansa in here. So yes, this one is currently taxiing in from Frankfurt, and it will be heading back out there. This one will be parking in gate 62, I believe. Yes. So yes, this is our final aircraft here. So hopefully you enjoyed this first Newark update. Definitely a very fun airport here, and I'm very glad to include it here on the channel. So excited for the future of this airport, because we're going to have a lot of fun updates here, filled with many different airlines and aircraft than my other airports here, because some of those seem to get a little bit repetitive with it's just the amount of, like, by using the same aircraft over and over again. So we'll be able to mix it up a little bit here and bring in some more wide bodies, so that's always fun to see. And so yes, this is a very fun airport to make here, and a very fun update to make. I know it was pretty long, but that is kind of just what happens here when we introduce an airport here on the channel. And I will definitely refine these updates and make them better here. This is a nice little first go at it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this first update. Definitely expect more to come in the future. Very excited for the potential of this airport. With that being said, that'll conclude this airport update. So thank you all for checking this one out, and I will see you tomorrow. And as always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.